Had a very sort of relatable and grounded setup of someone getting trapped in a car in a very hot day, and I feel like in these times it's a very accessible and relatable fear to have. And I felt like the construct was very grounded, but it felt like it had a lot of scope because of the way it was crafted. It was very stylistic and not just the production, especially with the transitions in terms of as she progressed into like a sense of madness that came from being in that heat, but a great sense of humor in terms of physical comedy and the comedy between mother and daughter, I believe. And it was actually quite well done. The lead actress is very compelling for a very small scale concept. She has to carry the entire film by herself. She does a really good job, and it's both dramatic and funny. And the ending is quite typical if you're used to that family dynamic in which that your parents or people around you seem to be a little bit indifferent as to how you feel and what you've gone through. And her mother came back completely indifferent to the entire ordeal, which created a good sense of comedy and sort of very consistent thematic balance from the beginning to the end.
Dark comedic film that you can only get from a true story. Uh, I, I liked the contained nature of it, no pun intended. I thought that she did a really great job with the space that she had and sort of that gradually falling apart. The actress did a great job of making that breakdown comedic. Um, we see her slowly losing touch with reality and breaking down in a hot car, which should be traumatic, but this film has turned it and made it funny, which is a feat. So props for that. The um, the ending with the mother coming in and being totally unawares of what her daughter just went through was hilarious. And I'm sure that's what really happened in real life, which makes it even funnier. Um, I think this film was really funny and clever and a great twist on a traumatic event.
So the commitment on the lead actress's part was so good. Um, I mean, I can imagine this would be very difficult to do, but it was so well, it was committed to and very well acted and directed. Great editing. Great opening shot. I love the drone shot and the sound and music that went along with it. Just really made me laugh out loud. Such great cinematography, nice camera work, and the close-ups on her when she was in the car. Just very real acting for both actors, but especially the lead. Very real. There's not a moment when I didn't believe this was happening, and I love the dry mouth scenes where you cut to her in these scenarios with the dry mouth and the weeds or whatever was coming out of her mouth. I just thought that was really funny. Made me laugh out loud a few times. Just a really, really good job, everyone. Very creative and unique. I really hope this didn't actually happen.
Showcasing this huge hangover mixed with heat stroke and a very difficult mom that has this character feeling like they are dying and regretting whatever they took for granted before. It is kind of a good analogy with life in just this tiny particular situation of some accident waiting to happen. It was a bad combination of elements that unfortunately took a toll on this person, and then all comes back to real life. The mom is back. Everything's like it was before. It was so good. These close-ups with the feeling and the despair. I loved it.
Right now, this is very relatable. We are entering here in Los Angeles the hottest week of the year. Yeah, and so I've been doing a lot of planning right now as to where I'm going to be on any given day so I can avoid this. So yeah, so I related to the protagonist's struggle here. Yeah, no, both actors were very funny. It was really well done. Great way to get a story done with just a couple actors in one location. So good job there. It was well paced and nicely put together.
I think especially a few years ago, but I feel like it's still pretty prevalent in the media during summer at least, is to like not leave your animals in the car, not leave your kids in the car, obviously, but they're usually talking about like infants. And so to have this be like a full grown woman who is old enough to drink, if nothing else, and her kind of going through all of these different kind of stages and not being able to get out of the car and, you know, being kind of trapped in there. I thought it was a really interesting take on the situation. And then for her mom to kind of get back and be like, oh, well, you know, I ended up going to a few stores and like she parked in the middle of nowhere and, you know, all of these different things. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was an interesting take. And I think it brought enough humor to a really poignant topic